The high level of security screening upon entering every board meeting. We only ask for the respect and safety provided to you. Is one life more precious than another? Are we all not one and the same, human beings? Today I have 3 station agents here. Sarah Bump, who was here, she was actually held hostage in her booth at knife point. I also have Juanita Floyd here as well. She was pushed down the stairs just last week opening Berkeley Station. Marlon, who was punched in the face as well. All of these things that happen, and the constant mantra at this meeting this morning has been outreach, community outreach, community outreach. We're meeting with different groups and we're having all these things. Well, Grace, I'd like to have a meeting with you to possibly discuss some station agent issues, and possibly you could have an outreach with me so we could possibly resolve some of these issues of concern about safety. The other thing here is that the capital spending, you guys say, well, okay, you're asking us you want to pay for it with the money from the fare boxes by not giving us raises, things like this. I don't remember the last time when a station agent walked away with $1 million severance, as our last general manager did. I don't remember a station agent or a train operator or anybody like this walking into this place getting fully vested. So if you're asking us to take concessions, no raises and things like that, I suggest that you start by leadership so we can follow by example, chop at the top. Why don't they go ahead and negotiate their salaries before we negotiate ours? Thank you. Oh, and I will be leaving a card in case anyone would like to contact me so that we can have a dialogue and discuss some of these issues. I'll leave it with the secretary.
Thank you. Good morning.
Laura Slower is yielding her time to me.
Okay.
If you have a sheet for her.
I do have a sheet for her. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Antoinette Bryan, President Business Agent of AT Local 1555. If you look out into the audience, you can see there are a number of my members that are here. We've had over 50, and they're in purple shirts. Some of them are not. They are here for a variety of reasons. But the main reason is April 1st, we exchanged contract proposals. I think everyone here is aware of that. And to that end, I am prepared to present some of the petitions that are going around our local, which read as follows. We, the undersigned members of Amalgamated Transit Union, Local 1555, are proud of the work we all do to provide the excellent service that BART provides. As we enter into contract negotiations, and in the interest of maintaining civil negotiations leading to a fair and equitable contract, we ask the Board of Directors and management to refrain from inflammatory, derogatory language directed toward their employees. During the last contract negotiations in 2009, the safety of frontline employees were compromised by comments made by BART representatives to the media. We understand that there may not be agreement at all times, but we all share an interest in having a safe and healthy environment at BART for the riders as well as all of us who work here. So I can present these to Patty. This stems along with what Jeannie talked about. It stems along with what Yuri talked about. It stems along with the members that are in this audience that have been assaulted in one form or fashion in the course of their job. We take pride in our work. Every time I get up to the podium, I say that, and every time I come to the podium, I will continue to say that. Our members are proud of the work we do. I speak on behalf of ATU. I think that SEIU and AFSCME, I can say that unequivocally, and they will not refute what I'm saying. We all take pride in our work. Contract negotiations begin on Monday. We want a fair and full and equitable contract. It's interesting that you will talk about the capital funding. And President Radulovich, you made a statement of, well, costs are going up. We can't run the system on 1974 costs, which was, I believe, 30 cents a ride, because I was paying it. Mm-hmm. It's interesting that you would then ask us to live off 2009 wages. We have not had a fair wage increase in 4 years. We expect that there will be someone coming to the table with that in mind. We work very hard. We provide 95-point higher percentage of on-time rating with less staff. You also talked about, because I'm going a little bit all over the place because I'm not really a big numbers girl. I don't do all the big, large numbers. I just manage my own little budget. And all these figures and things that you were throwing out, the commitments that you've made to capital, you stated that. The board members stated we have a commitment to improving capital. I'm with you on that because I work here and I've been here for 22 years this past Monday. Where's the commitment to the employees? Where's the commitment to Marlene Rodriguez, who's wearing dark glasses now because he was punched in the face? Where's the commitment to Brian Cotello, who was at Montgomery? We want to hear the commitment that the board has toward their employees. We expect that. We don't come to work just for $1. We come here because we are proud of the work we do. I left a job that I'd been at 13 years, and I came here because this was the place I wanted to work. This was the place that I was proud to work at, not to be inflamed in the newspaper and misrepresented by wages and other benefits that we get. It's time for the BART board to stand up for their employees. We stand up for you every day of the week when we step up to do our jobs. We just want that in return. It's not too much to ask. It's not too much to ask, and it's not unreasonable. And that's all we want you to do. Jeannie passed around a letter of commendation to one manager. How many people were at Montgomery that night? And I wondered, did they get a letter of commendation? I mean, did anybody even acknowledge them? But yet, because we had over 40 members at the meeting 4 weeks ago, we had management in some departments checking names and asking people, what were you doing there? We're doing what we have a right to do. We're members of the public. We have a right to ask for a fair contract. It's not unreasonable. All we're asking for is for you to do what you expect us to do. A fair job, an equitable job. We go above and beyond every day of the week. There is not one member in any of the 3 locals and the 2 BART police unions that are not doing what they can to go above and beyond their basic job description. That is all we are asking, and that is all that we expect. And we don't think that it is too much to ask. Thank you.
That's a lot of hard acts to follow. So I just want to kind of reiterate what's been said and more eloquently than I can say it. But the capital and legacy projects that you all are proud of and prioritize, they really become a gross misuse of public funds when they're ruined or made unusable because there isn't just some basic precautions taken for the public or employee safety. As example, the Richmond area station revitalization, they have a nice Richmond Transit Village that included a ticket exchange booth which sits vacant with no known date of reopening, luckily. I say luckily. It closed on January 14th after with an armed robbery. And I say closed luckily because on March 14th, when there was the fatal shooting and a lot of gunfire, one of the bullets went right through that ticket exchange. So luckily it was closed and there wasn't anyone inside there that also became a victim of the shooting that day. You heard reference to one of our members who was in the booth for over 40 minutes after calling in because there was a patron who was trying to stab her with 2 large knives through the glass and through the little pass-through where people can put change and passes. So I know there was a lot of campaign talk and promises made about getting more attention to the West County stations, especially Richmond. It's not getting better, no matter how much money is spent building transit villages and doing, a bunch of nice remodels and everything else. That's all surface. If people aren't safe there, it's not going to draw more riders. That was, I believe, the point of a lot of that was to make it more accessible, to make it more usable, to increase ridership. That's not going to happen when people have to fear for their lives going there, no matter how nice it looks. So it'd be nice to see some of the promises of attention being paid to those stations. I don't know if it's because the residents and workers don't have $60,000 in campaign contributions to make. That's why it affects it. But like I said, Richmond's been neglected for a long time. Additionally, I think it's just discerning that the BART Police Department doesn't have a method of tracking victims of crime within their record management system. I think that's a problem. I mean, we have 40 years of escalation of violence against both the frontline employees and the public. It's been 30 years since a station agent was viciously raped during her performing her job duties. The violence in the workplace policy hasn't been looked at since 2006. The Violence in the Workplace Committee is, from all I can tell, defunct. I challenge anyone to tell me what the status of it is. I would love to know. Even the required Cal OSHA 300A reports that are supposed to be posted by February 1st through April 30th, they're nowhere to be found in any of our work locations. It's just, there's just a lot of things that I find disconcerting. I would like to see some attention given to those as well. It was upsetting that last meeting I wasn't able to attend. I did watch it online streaming, and my representative, Yuri Hawley, made comments about some things that were important issues to all of us, and it didn't make it onto the final reel. When it was posted, that was gone. Her comments were gone, other people's comments were gone. I don't know why any of it, why it would be edited or what's behind that, but I'd like to see attention paid to some of these things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wanted to touch on two topics. One is the manner in which negotiations...
Microphone, please.
The manner in which negotiations are being conducted. And also, I kept a little diary of my last 2 weeks at 12th Street. And I'll start with that. I had one stroke victim that I had to deal with. I had to remove a passenger who got sick on the train and get her to a hospital. I had several people report thefts of phones and bags. I had 84 cases of fare evasion in one day. That was really embarrassing. I was barked at by a guy who had 2 pit bulls, and he joked that the other one was for the blind guy that I couldn't see. There were 2 cases of domestic violence. Perpetrators were allowed to go. Then I got several reports of this happens especially early in the morning. People in the cars, sleeping, and exposed. I had one masturbator. I had urine and feces in the elevators and in the stairs, and one on the escalators. I don't know how they managed that one. And also, we have regulars at several stations. I just came off working at Berkeley.